For years, streaming services have spent obscene amounts of money on content to attract people to subscribe to their apps. But as Variety reported earlier this year, there may be an end to endless spending for the streaming space.
Starting with Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav, a new trend is afoot to slash spending, tighten the belt, and focus on content that generates the most bang for the buck.
As a result, we're seeing more media companies follow WBD's path. We can expect more reality shows, which are less costly to produce than scripted, big-budget dramas, and more content designed to appeal to most people, as opposed to more niche audiences.
And we can also expect to see a continued rise in free ad-supported streaming or FAST services. They're booming because of the revenue they provide streaming services and the mix of older content with some originals. FAST services feature content for virtually every niche, though arguably not of the quality that comes from more expensive Netflix, HBO, and Paramount originals.
WBD's JB Perrette has said to expect to see more repackaging of content across the streaming ecosystem, telling Variety, quote, "The history of the content business has been to produce once and sell it as many times as you can in different windows," end quote. That explains why we can expect to see older, popular HBO content on a WBD-owned FAST service when it hits the market. And it also explains why a show like Westworld left HBO Max, so it could be licensed to another platform like Tubi or the Roku channel.
Disney CEO Bob Iger said Disney will be considering licensing some of its content to other platforms in an effort to increase revenue, though he emphasized the most popular titles won't be leaving Disney+. NBC had been thinking about moving content to Peacock that it would normally air over the air during the 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time Zone hour. At least for now, it's keeping that hour of its primetime lineup put.
This means that popular shows like Chicago PD, Law & Order, Organized Crime, Chicago Med, and Chicago Fire will all stay linear for their first runs. Well, what does all of this mean for you, streamer? And that we're still a long way off from having everything you want in one convenient place. Why? Because that is not profitable for media companies.
These shifts will benefit people who use FAST services because they are going to see an influx of high-quality, albeit older, content. And it may frustrate streamers subscribed to paid platforms who are going to see less new, high-quality content.
If you don't already use a FAST service, it will only benefit you to explore a few of the best platforms like Tubi, Pluto, the Roku channel, and Freevee. More and more people are turning to FAST services to save on their streaming costs.
This could also explain why Amazon edged out Netflix in percentage of U.S. subscriber share, according to a Just Watch analysis.
It now has 21% of subscribers in the U.S. compared to Netflix's 20%. Remember, everyone with a Prime subscription, which includes free shipping on Amazon purchases, also gets Amazon Prime Video. And Amazon has been investing a lot of money into original content. In addition to Rings of Power, Jack Ryan, and The Peripheral, it just inked a deal with Sylvester Stallone to produce original content for Prime Video. Stallone's Balboa Productions is the studio behind the popular Taylor Sheridan series Tulsa King, among other things.
Remember, content is very expensive to create, and streaming services are a business. They've been running at a loss for a long time, and now Wall Street investors are demanding that they begin to become profitable.
Together, media companies lost $500 billion in market cap in 2022. Comcast alone saw its operating losses increase by 47% to $2.5 billion in 2022 as it sought to prop up Peacock. Now, Comcast, Disney, and Paramount execs are all saying that they are expecting to have smaller losses this year.
What's the number one way to reduce loss? That's right, cut expenses. And content is the biggest expense on media companies' books. By cutting content creation costs, they can limit their losses.
The Hollywood Reporter quoted estimates from an Ampere analysis report showing that globally, streaming services will slow their growth on content spending to 14% this year. That's down from a 45% growth in spending from 2021 to 2022.
And people create content, so it's not surprising that Warner Bros. Discovery was the first, but not the last, to cut jobs. In addition to shows getting slashed, the people who make them will too. Disney began laying off 7,000 workers in an effort to reduce more than $5 billion in costs.
and Paramount is creating $700 million in future annual savings by combining Showtime and Paramount Plus. So it's no surprise to see those two platforms becoming one.
A direct result of this pressure to cut costs may very well be the end of your favorite show, or that show being licensed to a different streaming app than the one that it has been on. Disney confirmed that there will be fewer Marvel comic-themed series coming to Disney+.
It may also mean fewer high-profile shows on various streaming platforms, meaning there could be less really high-quality content on each streaming platform, making it all the more important for you to stay on top of what you're streaming and cancel your subscriptions after watching what you really care about.
What streaming services want you to do is forget about your subscription and just keep paying, whether or not you're really watching anything on the platform. But if they're going to cut back the new content they're putting up, you should also be cutting back on your payments to them.
Now is the time to start a new streaming habit. Instead of a set it and forget it mentality, keep track of when new seasons of your favorite shows are scheduled to air. Then wait for them to either finish their run or get halfway through, and then watch all the episodes and cancel your subscription.
Streaming costs will only continue to go up, and if you don't want your budget to balloon, you have to get wise about how much you're spending. Remember, this is not cable. There are no fees to cancel, so you absolutely should.
Now, what if sports are your must-have content? In that case, sign up for the streaming service that offers the most of your must-have channels for your sport for the best price possible at the beginning of the season. When the season is over, cancel your subscription.
This is what we do with Sling. We sign up for football season and cancel at the end. In the interim, we continue to use Sling Free Stream to integrate our locals into the guide and watch free content in the off-season that we enjoy.
With other on-demand streaming platforms that have content we enjoy, we wait for new seasons of our favorite shows to end, then we sign up for a month, we binge the episodes, and we cancel our subscription. If you have shorter durations between when new seasons of your favorite shows air, you could consider pausing your subscription instead of canceling to preserve your watch history and billing information. Numerous platforms, including Hulu, YouTube TV, and Sling, let you pause your subscription.
As the streaming space continues to mature and change, it's more important than ever to know what you're really watching and the cheapest way to watch it. That's what we cover on this channel and will continue to do so to help you save on streaming.
What's your favorite show? How do you stay on top of your streaming expenses? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our latest news and reviews when they drop. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.